Good evening, and welcome to Altoona High School at Fuzzy Thurston Field at Oak Lake Stadium for tonight's non-conference game between the Fall Creek Crickets and your Altoona Railroad. Good sportsmanship as defined by the NFHS embodies fair play, respect, and camaraderie on and off the field. It reflects competition with empathy for opponents and officials, providing us all full honesty, stability, and respect, whether winning or losing, fostering a positive impact on the community. The WIAA and School District of Altoona mandate good sportsmanship at events. Please support participants positively, as profanity, discrimination, and intimidation will not be tolerated and may lead
Hello
you
again, everybody. I'm Bob
enjoy
Bradley,
the
joined
game
up in the
positively.
broadcast booth by former
Lastly, as a reminder, the state law prohibits the use of tobacco products in any area used by
when the
public
Railroaders
schools.
and Crickets got together. It was Fall Creek showing
Tonight, a flyover will be conducted by the Chippewa Falls Patriotic Flight located at Rosenbaum Field Airport in Chippewa Falls.
Were able to get the
They'll be
win in that
executing
one.
missing man formation,
New
which
names
serves to
tonight, some
remind us
familiar names
of
are
those
back.
who
What are we
sacrificed their
expecting?
future.
Well, you're right. When we talk about last year's game, I think the diversity of that Fall Creek offense just made the difference that night. They had some huge pass plays developed from that quarterback and wide receiver connection that picked up 30, 40 yards on some couple passes that just made a difference late in the game, and they were able to pull away with that 26-20 victory. And like you said, this will be a little different tonight, just with new players and get a chance to check out some new guys and see how they fit into this program as we start the season out.
The colors will be presented by VFW Post 305 of Eau Claire.
American Legion Post representing tonight. And right now, our national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so broadly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over ramparts we were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red lamp of arms bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sit us that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fine rendition of our national anthem. Getting ready, as you can see on your screen, a flyover of military aircraft. Sparks, it's nice to see. It was just this past week. It was the anniversary of Operation Dragoon. I'm going to test your historical knowledge here. It was the second wave of the invasion of France. My dad was a paratrooper.
Well, this,
Second Air Force.
yeah, this takes on a little extra meaning for you then, absolutely.
Thank you.
One of those things that as I got older, when I finally started hearing some of the stories and you realize
And now, for tonight's starting lineup,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
for the Fall Creek
yeah.
it's a whole different understanding. You can watch movies, you can read books. I mean, hearing these personal stories.
number 3, Jake
Really, everybody I know Sparks, and it's probably the same for you. Anybody who's a veteran,
6 foot
combat
junior,
veteran,
number 6,
I can tell you some
Caleb,
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You're,
really put a lot of things in perspective.
it sure does. You're right, Bob.
number 7, Brian Birdsall, 6 foot junior, number 9, Nathan Kurtz,
Crickets, he was
6'5" senior, number 11, Isaac Steinke,
being a rugged quarterback.
6'2" junior, number 21, Gus Frankus, 5'11" sophomore, number 29, Lincoln Bird,
Those two are
6'5" senior, number 34, Bo Walrath,
the tight end. He's a senior.
6 foot senior, number 51, Sullivan Monier,
6'5",
5'9" senior, number 69, Ethan Frederick,
Jacob Watt.
6 foot sophomore, number 76, Ian Hopper.
Coach Tyler Mickelson, well, he's a
Crickets
quarterback
are coached by
back in the
Tyler
day at
Nicholson,
Southwestern.
assisted by Cole Dunbar,
He's brought in a
Brent
really
Steinke,
balanced set
Marcus
of offense.
Wallachner,
They like to run
Randy
the football.
Mickelson,
He's
Scotty
really
Osborne,
committed to the
Brandon
weight
Nelson,
and working
Todd
on their
Band,
strength. He's
and
also
Dalton Grambo.
hasn't working on their speed, and with the offense they run, we touched on it in our earlier comments that it was their
Now
balance
announcing
that
the
I think
starters
carried them to a
for
win
the
last
United States.
Yeah, with a new quarterback coming in with Nate Kurtz, it sure gives him some weapons when you look at Bo Volrath and Isaac Steinke. Those are really good targets if he ends up having to throw the football a little bit.
Rank of ETN 3,
On the other side,
communications maintenance specialist.
Name we're very familiar with. In fact, we saw Trent Cornell play shortstop for the Altoona Railroaders when we did a sectional broadcast here in Altoona at the baseball field about a mile away. Trent Cornell, he's a heck of an athlete. So it'll be interesting to see how Altoona deploys him, whether they're going to, you would think they're going to have him throw the ball, but he's also a fast runner. So I think he's one of those dual threat quarterbacks for the Railroaders. His running backs, Hunter Hibbert, Jackson Berg, Riley Miller, Seth Hornby, Leaf Bryan are the receivers. A lot of new names for Altoona, and there again, they are kind of dependent on a lot of their seniors last year. So much like the game we did last night, Chippewa Falls, guys who've seen time, they've been part of the program for a while, but now here's their opportunity to be a starter and have a big impact.
Yeah, again, we talked about this last night, too. You go back to last week's scrimmage. These kids had that chance at least to play a little bit of live action against somebody else with that scrimmage. So you hope they mature and grow from that and then get into this Friday night light situation. It's a little easier for them, but it is a whole different game. You're trying to that guy.
And these are adjoining communities, Altoona and Fall Creek. We've got a record of games dating back to 1962, courtesy of our friend Dave Strasberg, who's a historian of all things Fall Creek athletics. 31 wins for Fall Creek, 18 for Altoona. The game last year in Fall Creek was won by the Crickets, 26-20. The prior years, it was Altoona winning in 2019, 34-8, and Altoona won in 2021, 41-18. So a lot of these guys, they know each other from growing up and playing sports, and I'm sure a lot of parents work together. It's one of those good local rivalries, not a conference rivalry anymore because Altoona moved to the Cooley Conference a couple of years ago, but it's always a big deal when Altoona and Fall Creek get together.
These kids all know each other. They play a lot of things with each other and against each other. So great way to kick off.
And it's a really nice crowd that is still filing in here to Fuzzy Thurston Field at Oakleaf Stadium, remodeled facility several years ago. They got a lot of donations from businesses and folks in the community. It's a really nice setup here for high school football and track, and a lot of the folks in the red and black on the near sidelines for Altoona, and a heck of a crowd over on the other side from Fall Creek. You know, the cricket crazies in cricket country, they travel pretty well.
That's a nice short trip. They'll be here in masses, no doubt.
Today's pregame show is brought to you by Asher Exteriors. Call Asher's for your free, no-obligation estimate at 888-GO-ASHER or visit goasher.com. That's goasher.com. Get off the ladder and get gutter helmet with Asher Lasting Exteriors. Trust the experts on your most valuable asset, your home. Give them a call today at 888-GO-ASHER. Stop in at Toyson Ford to pick up your new ride or visit our award-winning service department to keep your vehicle safe and on the road. Come see why all your friends and neighbors say you'll find a friend at Toyson Ford. Auto, home, business, or worker insurance, it's all under one roof at Potter Agency Insurance, located in Eau Claire, but providing insurance throughout the state. Let Potter Agency cut your insurance costs today. That's Potter Agency Insurance on Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Altoona Railroaders in the home red jerseys, the black helmets, the black pants. Fall Creek in the road whites, the green pants with white trim, and the green helmets. Fall Creek will kick off to start this game. Altoona will be moving left to right. Good excitement, a lot of energy in this facility, and beautiful night for football. We're glad you're with us tonight on Zaleski Sports. Ethan Westrate, the freshman, will tee it up for the Crickets. Seth Hornby, number 14, Hunter Hibbard, number 3, the deep man for Altoona. Westrate with the kick, taken by one of the up men. Will bring it across the 30, and he's stacked up short of the 35-yard line. That's where Altoona will begin its first possession. Trent Cornell, starting quarterback. Altoona will use 3 running backs. Kind of in a somewhat of a double wing, but they split the backs out wider than you see in a lot of double wing teams. Couple receivers to the far side of the formation. It's Jackson Berg, the back behind the quarterback, Trent Cornell, who will operate under center. 1st and 10 from the 33. Handoff goes to Berg. He's across the 35, and he's taken down inbounds.
Good read there by Ryan Stanky there. The defensive guy stayed home and was really able to contain that run.
36-yard line. Second and 7.
Gain of 3 for Jackson Berg to bring up the 2nd and 7. The line of scrimmage just short of the 37-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Berg again on the carry, pushing forward. Taken down right at the 40-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and short for the Railroaders.
As typical with this offense, they want to establish that fullback dive. You want to make sure make those interior linemen commit to that fullback. Right now, all about establishing that fullback. They need a first down here now. 3.
Receivers either side for Cornell. Fumbled the snap. The ball is loose, and it's covered up by the Crickets. Isaac Stanky on the fumble recovery. And the first turnover of the game is picked up by the Crickets. So great field position for the Crickets as they will start on the rails, 30-yard line. Quarterback is Nate Kurtz. Brian Birdsall, Gus Prankus, his running backs. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Now Birdsall motions out of the formation. They'll pitch it to Prankus. He gets to the 30, to the 25, pushed out of bounds, and a good gain on first down for the running back, Gus Prankus. Gets the ball down to the 22 to bring up a 2nd and 2 for the Crickets. Volrath is in the slot left. Kurtz throwing deep. He's got a man. Wothke caught. Touchdown! So the Crickets cash in on the turnover. 22-yard touchdown pass from Kurtz to Wothke with 10:21 left in the first quarter. Crickets have grabbed a 6-0 lead. They had to get the kicking tee out there, and they'll spot it down there. Kurtz is the holder, Westrate the kicker. The kick just barely gets over the crossbar. With 10:21 to go in the first, Fall Creek leads Altoona 7-0. You're watching Zaleski Sports.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
We are back at Altoona, and the home team finds itself trailing Fall Creek by a score of 7-0. Altoona fumbling on a 3rd and 2 in its own territory, recovered by Isaac Stenke of the Crickets. 2 plays later, touchdown pass, Nate Kurtz to Jacob Wothke, and just like that, it's the Crickets grabbing the early lead.
We talked about how balanced that Fall Creek offense can be, and they showed it right there. First play, they'll run a little toss sweep. Second play, they'll fade up to the end zone. 1 run, 1 pass.
Westrate kicks it away. Hornby has it. Hornby heading to the far sideline. He's got the edge. Hornby into Fall Creek territory and special teams, giving Altoona great field position for its second drive.
Great job by special teams right there. That kickoff return team setting up a good block. Hornby able to get the edge and get across midfield.
You may have seen on the near sideline head coach Chad Hansen with some words of encouragement for his senior quarterback, Trent Cornell. Of course, it was Cornell who had some problems handling that 3rd down snap. He's trying to make something out of nothing, got popped and fumbled. But here's an opportunity now for the Railroaders, 1st and 10 from the Crickets 48. I'll hand it off to Berg, but he's stacked up some good penetration from the left side of that Fall Creek line. Ethan Frederick, Isaac Stenke in on that tackle. No gain, it's 2nd and 10.
Fall Creek's defense, they're running a 4-4. Really important for those defensive ends to maintain that edge with Volrath and Stenke.
Cornell rolling right, throws, trying to get it to Hunter Hibbert. He was well covered. Brian Birdsall was over there, as was Nate Kurtz. and Jacob Wathke. So 3rd and 10 now for the Rails.
Yeah, the Rails were kind of looking for some pass interference on that one. The D-back did get there a little early, but it wasn't a whole lot of contact. Just kind of hands on the back and really didn't interfere with the play much.
Hornby split out wide right. Leaf Bryan, the receiver, on the far side. Cornell back to pass. Slings it near side. It's incomplete. Trying to connect with Hunter Hibbert again, but those two not quite on the same page. So I'll bring up a 4th and 10. Altoona with some great field position, but unable to gain a yard. A run for no gain and 2 incomplete passes.
Yeah, good decision right here. The Rails are going to go ahead and punt this, try to pin Fall Creek deep in their own end.
Seth Hornby standing at his own 41. Hornby gets the kick away, trying to angle it toward the sideline. It's touched by Wathke. He's in a heap of trouble, and he's taken down inside the 5. Well,
That's what the Rails ordered, wasn't it? Get that poop kick down in there and get it inside the 5. He would do that over, he probably let that go into the end zone.
tough there for Wathke, too, because he is looking right into the setting sun in the west. So it's 1st and 10 for the Crickets. They are starting from their own 4-yard line. Kurtz, the quarterback, standing in the end zone. He's back to pass. He's throwing deep. He's got a man out there, and it's caught! Down the sideline. Big gator for the Crickets. Boy, another pass right on the money. Nate Kurtz hook it up with Isaac Steinke. Just like that, field position flips. And the Crickets are in Railroaders territory.
Well, you couldn't have asked for a better pass on a Nate Kurtz right there. Get it up there and get it out there and let Steinke run underneath it. Big target, 6'5", able to run right underneath it. Great play right there for Fall Creek inside their own 5.
1st and 10, Fall Creek from the Altoona 48. Steinke, handoff, Birdsall. Lot of room, push from the pile forward. They're going to mark his progress down at the 40 to bring up a 2nd and short.
Yeah, good job by that offensive line for Fall Creek. Open up a big seam there. He probably didn't get touched until he was about 3 or 4 yards down the field, and then he just used his strength to power forward for a couple more.
Wathke split out wide left. Volrath in the slot. They're going to pitch it to Birdsall. One man to beat, but great open field tackle, Sawyer Van Vliet.
Oh, great job by Van Vliet. He's that wide corner that time, and he just anticipated that little toss sweep, and as soon as it was gone, he busted inside that wide receiver's block, and he was unblocked and made a great open field tackle.
Good tackle for loss there to bring up a 3rd and 6. Steinke split out wide right. Volrath in the slot right. Wathke split to the left. And movement, and Prankus just got a little bit ahead of the snap count, and that's going to move the Crickets back just a bit.
Yeah, they wanted to run that little fake snap count to get a look at the defense and then come back and call another play. But unfortunately, the running back kind of twitched on that one, and he's going to get 5 yards for that.
So it's now 3rd and 11 from the 49. This is a drive that began at the Fall Creek 4. They hit the big pass play down the far sideline to Isaac Steinke. Got a nice run on 1st down by Birdsall, but since then have gone in reverse. Kurtz, here comes the blitz. And
That's a live ball.
The ball is loose. And now they're going to say incomplete pass. Well, a well-timed blitz. And once again, Sawyer Van Vliet He had a good run at the quarterback, and he hit Kurtz hard.
Yeah, great job coming off the edge, blindsiding him for that one. Forcing Fall Creek to punt here.
Seth Hornby back deep for Altoona. Crickets need to get an 11th guy out there on the field. Now he's in place. It's a short snap. They're going to try to throw it. Lobbed up in the air, and that's picked off. Picked off by Seth Hornby. So the Crickets go into their bag of tricks, but once again, it was pressure on the guy throwing the football that caused that interception.
Yeah, interesting call right there. You know, you're at midfield, but you had 4th and 11, so it was actually quite a bit to get. So they tried to run a little fake there. Great job by Altoona locking onto those receivers as they went down. Interesting thing, though, right there with being 4th down, you could hear some of the guys up here yelling, just knock it down, we'll get the ball at the 50-yard line. But when guys get a chance to intercept one, they're going to haul that in.
So Altoona has its second drive. This one will begin at its own 25-yard line. Cornell will pitch it. And a good gain for Jackson Berg. He brings it all the way out to the 36-yard line, 37-yard line, first down Railroaders.
Yeah, best play so far of the night for the Railroaders.
Fleet Farm has everything you need as you get ready for hunting season. Shop their huge selection of gear from game cameras and blinds to ammunition and camo apparel. Get everything you need in one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. 1st and 10 Altoona. Railroaders operating from their own 37. In motion, Hibbard on the carry.
Another fumble.
Ball is loose, and it looks like Altoona retains possession. That may have been Jackson Berg who was following the play who got on that one. Now Berg is coming off. As is Hornby. Riley Miller will check in. Second and 6, Railroaders. Wide right, Everett Treba. Handoff up the middle, nowhere to go. Initial contact. Oh, getting in there.
Ian Hopper.
Right away, Ian Hopper.
Say hello to the handoff.
My goodness, he nearly got to the ball carrier before the ball carrier had the football.
Absolutely, he put a move on inside.
Yikes.
And he was in the backfield and blew that one up in a hurry.
And credit to the ball carrier for hanging on there, because that's something you don't like seeing. So you're trying to look to see where your hole is and which blocker you're going to follow. So now 3rd and 8 from the 39.
Yeah, this is stuff that the Railroaders are trying to avoid, is those 3rd and long situations. They want to stay ahead of the chains, make it 3rd and short. So looks like they're going to have to go to that pass game one more time.
Hornby back in. He split out wide right. Bryan split out to the left. Cornell back to pass. He's got a man out of the backfield on the wheel route, and Hunter Hibbard just lost his footing, because that would have been a big play.
Yeah, great play call right there. They got that wheel route like you talked. Get that back coming out of the backfield, wheel route along that side. He was wide open. Would have been a huge play for the Railroaders, but, again, just lost his footing as he was trying to make that cut towards the football.
So Jacob Wathke back deep for Fall Creek. Still having to look into that sun setting out in the west. Hornby is the punter. He will stand at his own 27-yard line. Low snap. Hornby did a good job to scoop that one out. That one's going to check up right around the Fall Creek 40-yard line, so the Crickets will have good field position after that exchange. Momentum Baseball is Eau Claire's premier baseball training facility. Lessons, camps, memberships for all ages and improving pitchers, catchers, and position players alike. Visit mobaseballacademy.com. Crickets will take over at their own 40, leading 7-0 with 4:42 left in this first quarter. Altoona crowding the line of scrimmage. Handoff goes to number 23, Cullen Kramer.
Real good penetration that time by that Railroaders defensive line. Had a lot of penetration, tough to make moves back there when you're getting the ball in the backfield, and those defensive linemen are sitting right there in your lap. So just a short pickup of only 2 yards.
2nd and 8, line of scrimmage, the 42. Kurtz looking downfield. Stanky's there. He just couldn't haul that one in. Boy, I tell you watch Stanky and Volrath, those two guys are matchup problems.
Well, they're just so big, like right there, Stanky running that little post route, kind of banged into a couple of D-backs on his way, but it really didn't slow him down much. He is a big target.
3rd and 8 for the Crickets. Ball on their own 42. Kurtz will pitch it. Kramer gets to the edge. Cuts back, and a good tackle by Isaac Johnson, the sophomore.
Yeah, real nice tackle, filling inside out, that linebacker coming in. Great job of closing that down a little bit, making it a 4th and 2. Interesting call here now for the Crickets.
It looks like the Crickets will line up to go for it. Now, whether they'll try to do a hard count and draw Altoona offside, we shall see. 4th and 2 for the Crickets. And
they
there's
get what they
movement
wanted
up front, and I believe that's going to get Fall Creek. It's first down.
Just ran a hard count. I don't think they're going to snap the ball at all. Just run the hard count, and they got him to jump off sides for the free first down.
Sparks, when you coached, did you remember that in an early season game that guys get so amped up that stuff like that tends to happen more so than later in the year?
Absolutely, yeah. Once you get a couple games under your belt, you're kind of in that mode of knowing that might come. But you're right, that first game, 4th and 2, they're pretty hyped up to get that play.
1st and 10, Fall Creek from the Altoona 47. Handoff to Prankus. And Prankus takes it inside the 45. It's gain of 3 for Prankus. Well, so far, I've been impressed by what Fall Creek has shown offensively. You got a number of guys who can carry the ball, a bunch of guys who can catch it, and Kurtz, I'll say this, he does not look like a first-year starter.
Oh, no, yeah, he's doing a really nice job, looks comfortable in the pocket.
Kurtz, quick pass, Volrath has it. Volrath across the 40, inside the 35, takes it down to the 30-yard line. Hard running by Bo Volrath.
Oh, Volrath is like trying to tackle a Mack truck, for goodness sakes. They put him out there in that slot and just throw it to him real quick. And, you're trying to make those D-backs that are about 170 pounds come up and tackle that guy. And he's listed at 6'5", 225. Good hard run.
Boy, he's going to have a decision when it comes time to not just picking a college, but which sport am I going to play? He's a really good basketball player. He's got the great feet and the great hands. I'm sure he'll have plenty of options. 1st and 10 from the 30. Fall Creek driving, leading 7-0. Handoff Kramer. Hole closed quickly. And a nice tackle by Evan Steffen, the senior.
Tackle made by Evan Steffen. At the Altoona 30-yard line. 2nd and 10.
Crickets will send Stanky out to the right side. Volrath in the slot right. Wathke out to the left. Kurtz will throw it deep. And we get a flag.
Oh, they're going to get a flag. And it was just a misread on that route. You could see Stanky was going to go inside like a skinny post. And he thought he was going to run a fade, so he was throwing it to that sideline. But I think they're going to get bailed out here with maybe a hold or a pass interference on that one.
Yeah, Stanky got tangled up with Seth Hornby. Now, it may have been the Hornby maybe grabbed a little jersey or grabbed some of the pads. But regardless, it's a penalty, and it's going to move the football.
Yeah, I think they got kind of bailed out on that call because there was just a misread on that route, and he was just throwing it to the sideline, and Stanky was nowhere. He tried to adjust to it, and that's when that collision kind of happened. So they get the call on that pass interference. It's a big call down here in the red zone.
Snap to Kurtz. He will hand it off. Prankus all the way down to the 5.
Prankus, good patience that time as he got through that hole and had to make that cut back up the middle. He planted that foot and headed upfield straight up. Picked up a good 9 yards on that one. So good patience and good read.
Second and short from the Crickets. Line of scrimmage is the 6 of the Railroaders. Caleb Stanky, now the receiver split out wide right. They'll keep it on the ground. Birdsall. Based on that spot, he should have the first down.
Yeah, that'll be close. He might actually be short. He lost his footing as he made his cut. He's about a half yard short.
He got the right foot spot instead of the left foot spot.
There you go.
So a third and call it a yard for the Crickets. They'll put the backs in the eye behind Kurtz, who's under center. Hand off Prankus. Second effort. I think he got it. But there was good initial penetration from the interior portion of that Altoona front. Ben Roth, number 77, getting involved down there.
Yeah, Ben Roth blew that up just as the handoff was going there. But great job by Nate Kurtz of actually keeping that ball in his belly and just going with him to make sure there wasn't a fumble on that play.
1 quarter in the books. We'll have the second quarter coming up for you next on Zaleski Sports.
Just when it seems life is smooth sailing, life happens. When it does, let Potter Agency help make all your insurance arrangements a breeze. Potter Agency is a local agency and will work to save you money. We have the best selection of insurance company products, and our dedicated agents will tailor your coverage to your needs. Give us a call or check out our website. When life is a little choppy, let Potter Agency help guide you to smoother waters.
Second quarter from Fuzzy Thurston Field at Oakleaf Stadium in Altoona. The visitors from nearby Fall Creek leading 7-0. And they are knocking on the door as we get set to start this second quarter. First and goal, Crickets from the Railroaders 4. Direct snap to Birdsall.
He's got
He's
room.
got blockers. He's into the end zone, but we do have a penalty marker down. So we will hold the celebration for right now.
That looks like it's going to be a hold against Fall Creek there on the perimeter.
So that'll negate the touchdown run for Birdsall and back the Crickets up. And they will go back with Nate Quartz as the quarterback. So the line of scrimmage will be the 11.
At the Altoona 11-yard line. First and goal.
Frankus will be in the slot left, empty backfield. Kurtz rolling, throwing. He's got Frankus inside the 5. So they get a lot of that penalty yardage back.
Yeah, the Crickets going shotgun there with no running back. So they had 5 receivers all spread across the field. He just opened up and ran left to try to read one of his options there, and that flat. Well, with a good pickup here, now they're going to get those running backs back with him.
Birdsall and Frankus. Snap to Frankus. He's heading off to the left, but he got wrapped up and thrown back. It was number 73, Xavier Kirchhoff. Great penetration to stop Frankus short of the goal line, and he may have even lost a half a yard.
Yeah, good job by Kirchhoff getting off the block, making that play for no gain.
3rd and 3 now for the Crickets. Stanky split out wide to the right. Volrath, the tight end, on the right side. Play fake. Kurtz rolling out, looking, throws back of the end zone, and it's incomplete. It looked like they were going to actually try to tip the ball back to the receiver.
I was going to say that, Bob. I think
Jacob
he knew.
Wathke was trying to tip it back to Stanky.
He couldn't get 2 hands to it, so he wanted to elevate and try to tip it back. He was looking for Isaac Stanky like on a tip play.
Yeah, it's a heads-up play right there for the receiver. So now 4th and goal from the 4.
And actually, they had him early in the route as he was coming across the back of the end zone there. He was open for quite a long time before that ball finally got to him, and then it was just too late.
Well, keep an eye on the 2 guys split out wide. Volrath left, Stanky right. The jump ball situation could be coming here, and they throw the jump ball to Volrath. He goes up high. It's incomplete. Great coverage by Sawyer Van Vliet. The ball was tipped up in the air, and he was able to get a hand in there and knock it down. So a defensive stand by the Railroaders to keep the score at 7-0.
Well, you can't play that any better than Van Vliet just did. You got down there in the end zone, a little fade route, and you got a big horse going up there to get it. You just got to play through his hands, and he did that just perfect as the ball got there, ripped between the hands, knocked the ball out. Great defensive stand right there.
So Trent Cornell and the Railroaders will take over. At their own 4. Cornell will hand it off. Pushed back a bit, but they're going to give him forward progress out to the 7. That was Hunter Hibbert on the carry.
Important here now for the Railroaders just to get a couple of first downs. They got to flip the field. You know, they don't want to have to be punting on their own 20 or 15-yard line. They want to get that out. Again, it doesn't have to be a scoring drive, but it has to be at least a drive that you can flip the field.
At the Altoona 8-yard line, 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6, ball on the 8. We're under 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Cornell will hand it off. Short gain, but Isaac Stanky is able to wrap up Berg and bring him down.
Big 3rd down here now.
Stanky
Deep in their own end. Railroaders have got to find a way to get a first down.
Stanky had some help from the linebacker Sullivan Montier. So 3rd and 3 now for the Railroaders. Ball on their own 11. Cornell rolling, throwing, and it's intercepted! And it's a pick 6 for the Crickets. Lincoln Burr on the interception. And Fall Creek goes up 13-0.
Well, Lincoln Burr, great job of cutting underneath that out route. Got only one hand on that pass, but it just stuck to his glove. And then he was able to maintain his balance and reel it in. What a pick 6 for him.
Fall Creek with a big defensive play. That coming with 9:04 to go in the second to grab a 13-0 lead. Here's Ethan Westrate for the PAT. Low snap, and the kick is blocked. But it's Fall Creek leading Altoona by a score of 13-0. Back with more of the second quarter on Zaleski Sports.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Fall Creek leads Altoona 13-0 with 9:04 to go in the second quarter. Did you know the majority of the milk distributed to the schools throughout Eau Claire and central Wisconsin? Delivered by your locally owned Blue Northern Distribution. Now's your chance to join this excellent company as Blue Northern is hiring for drivers at both their Eau Claire and Sparta locations. Apply online tonight at BlueNorthernDistributing.com. For any size and any occasion, look your best and shop at Muldoon's Menswear in Eau Claire. Casual or formal, tall or short, big or small, always look your best and stop at Muldoon's Menswear, South Hastings Drive in Eau Claire. Based in Eau Claire, Castle Insurance is your independent insurance agent, providing coverage catered to your needs. By being an independent agent, they can represent many of the finest companies in the industry to keep your premiums as affordable as you deserve. That's Castle Insurance in Eau Claire. Fall Creek, Ethan Westrate, ready to kick it off. Altoona can use a spark. Trailing 13-0. Westrate, the kick, is going to be taken by Hornby. Hornby's going to come to the near side, and there's nobody there except Bo Volrath, who takes him to the turf. Yikes. Volrath had a purpose.
Yeah, I'm sure Hornby started going to his left, and all of a sudden he saw that coming at him, and he was like, oh boy, how do I hide from Volrath, because here he comes.
And Hornby's got speed, and he saw the, looked like a return right, and it was getting stacked up there. He thought, okay, I'm going to get to the outside, and Bo Volrath had other ideas.
Yeah, he just took a great angle to cut him off. Great play by him.
1st and 10 Railroaders from their own 24. Handoff will go up the middle to Berg. And he's taken down after a short gain. Or correction, that's Michael Friesen, the sophomore, who wears number 0.
Yeah, some other guys now in that backfield for the Railroaders. Like you said, Bob, though, they're kind of looking for that spark.
Well, and clearly this is, we've seen Altoona last year, and they like to establish that run. And they like to establish that run up the middle, and that's going to start opening up some other things. But so far today, that there hasn't been a whole lot there. Penalty marker thrown as Berg takes it to the edge. And he's taken down as he crosses the 35.
Yeah, that flag usually means illegal formation, would be my guess here. So that'll probably negate. We'll have to see what the call is. But they got on the perimeter that time. Little toss sweep to get outside. Oh, sideline warning.
We were discussing the importance of the get-back coach before we came on air.
Yeah, first
There's
game.
always somebody
Yeah.
on the sideline whose job is to remind everybody to get back.
Yeah, do you have that in that first game? That's one of those key guys, you know. But it's just a warning, so that'll be a
First one is
first
just
down.
a warning, and I think that's a good rule at the high school
Absolutely.
level. I mean, and again, like we talked about, the first game, everybody's amped up. You know, it falls under the no harm, no foul, but next time it'll get flagged. And we got a penalty flag right there.
Procedure on the Railroaders here. Yeah, I did look from up here that somebody got just a little bit of a head start on that. But so unfortunately for the Railroaders, that puts it behind the stick here, 1st and 15. That's not what this offense wants to do. They want to stay ahead of the chains, make it easy for them on 3rd. But it's a tough challenge now, 1st and 15.
Are you an athlete ready to have the competitive edge? Are you looking to feel the best and have the competitive edge at your job? It's incredibly important to put in the same extra effort with recovery as you would training. Contact Vince at Athletic Wellness today. 1st and 15 for the Railroaders. Toss sweep, Hibbard. Had a crease, gets back close to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like pick up about 4 right there. When that first got tossed, I thought it was going to pick up a little bit more, so good job, Fall Creek, with their pursuit.
Ethan Frederick, the lineman, did a good job filling that hole. Second, we'll call it 11 for the Railroaders. Looking for a score before the half. They will be kicking off to start the 3rd quarter. Handoff up the middle. Short gain there for Michael Friesen.
Well, good run right there by the Railroaders, making this a little bit more manageable. 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 6.
So the line of scrimmage is the 39. It's 3rd and 6.
You know, and there's that problem with that penalty there, Brado. You'd be sitting at 3rd and 1 otherwise.
Right. Handoff, Hibbard. Not much there.
No, they tried to run that counter that time, and boy, that backside just stayed home and read that coming their way.
And Altoona is fortunate that they were able to execute that handoff. It's a nice job by Cornell because before he handed it off, he was starting to get wrapped up.
Yeah, and that'll force the Railroaders to punt it from here.
Yeah, not quite in 4-down territory when you get the ball just across your own 40-yard line. So the onus now goes to the Altoona special teams and the Altoona defense because you want to keep the score right where it is heading into halftime.
Yeah, one of the things we talked about when they started this drive, if it's not going to score points, at least it's flipping the field here a little bit.
Hornby standing at his own 30.
That took too long to get off. Delay a game.
We'll see if the punter, Hornby, will try to punt it away from Wathke, who's just the single return man deep for the Crickets.
Yeah, he's cheating that way. Railroaders have always kick off to the right side, and he's cheating over that way to make it easier for him to receive. Well, what happened there?
Don't know that if that was intentional, if they were trying to pull off a fake, or whatever the case. it didn't work.
Well, I think what happened, Brad, was that motion guy was running across behind the center, and when he snapped it, it actually hit the motion guy instead of getting back to the punter. So that was just a bad timing on that situation. I don't think they were trying to run a fake right there.
So Fall Creek takes over on the Altoona 33. It's another really big change of momentum. We had the pick 6 earlier for Fall Creek. Now Cricket's looking to cash in on another Altoona miscue.
Look for Fall Creek to go up top here on the pass one over the sudden change.
Kurtz throwing deep. Stanky's there, and it's tipped away. Well played by the defensive back, Seth Hornby. If Kurtz puts a little bit more air under that one, I think that's 6.
Yeah, Hornby stayed right with him, so good job again by the defensive back, staying right there with him. But you're right, if that turns into a better jump ball situation, you got 6'5" going against 5'10".
So it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Crickets, operating from the Railroaders' 33-yard line. Prankus will be in the slot right. Wide right is Stanky. Kurtz looking deep again. And that one's too far for everybody. Well defended, Sawyer Van Vliet. I'll say that one thing about Altoona is Van Vliet and Hornby have really stood out. They've done some good things, especially on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. They gave up that one deep ball that we saw Stanky complete about midfield, but other than that, they've been right with him, doing an excellent job there in the secondary. I'll tell you the other thing that happened there is Nate Kurtz had people in his face, so he was rushed to try to get rid of that ball, and just the timing was not there. So good pressure from the interior of the Railroaders.
As big as Fall Creek is at the 2 receiver spots and at tight end, they're not especially big on the line. They'll keep it on the ground, and up the middle goes Birdsall. Good gain on 3rd down to bring up a 4th and short. And this is definitely 4-down territory for the Crickets.
A nice tackle right there by Isaac Johnson from the Railroaders. If he doesn't make that play, that might have been 6 points because he came up and he was the only guy left. So great open field tackle there by Johnson.
4th and 5. Just over 4 minutes to go before the half. Kurtz will throw the screen, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Birdsall. It goes incomplete. And a nice stand by the Altoona defense.
Yeah, a huge play right there for the Railroaders. That's going to keep them in the game. But if they had given up points there, really would have made it tough for the second half. But a great defensive stand. Now they just need something for their offense to start clicking. See if they can put some points up on the board before half.
First and 10 from the 28. Cornell keeps it. He's in trouble. Tried to get it away, but there just was nothing doing there. Just too much pressure.
Yeah, that play looked a little discombobulated from the start. You know, he rolled out looking past, but it was almost like his receivers were running a run play in that situation. Had a late guy coming across, but he couldn't find him, and the pressure got to him. So that one did not look good out of the gate. Leaves it 2nd and 10 here.
Just get the sense if Altoona can just get some kind of a spark offensively, just one big play to kind of generate some enthusiasm, I think that would go a long way to getting some consistency from their offense. 2nd and 10. Altoona from its own 28. Cornell flushed out of the pocket, penalty marker thrown. He throws over the middle. It's caught by Hornby.
Probably going to be a hold there on the offensive lineman.
Well, let's check that penalty.
Where that was thrown, yeah. And there it is. Yeah. Kind of started to scramble, and one of those linemen kind of held on a little too long. Good effort right there by the quarterback to find that receiver and get it to him for a good pickup, but that'll come back.
You see Trent Cornell's athleticism. He's a baseball shortstop. Saw some time on the mound. He's got a great arm as a baseball player. He's going to University of San Francisco on a baseball scholarship. Good athlete, but the times he's been back to pass, a lot of those times he's been under duress. 2nd and 21 now.
They're going to say he was
markers
down on that. Yeah, there was actually a fumble, but he must have gotten down on it with a knee. So that'll kill the play before the Crickets could pick it up. But that's going to make it 3rd down and 22. So got to reach into their playbook for something here.
Third and 22. Ball on the 17. Still 3:03 to go, so you know what Fall Creek's thinking. Get a stop here.
Yeah.
Force Altoona to punt, and you should wind up with good field position and plenty of time on the clock.
Yeah, and in fact, if they run a run play or something right there, I'd see Fall Creek use a timeout right at the end of this play if they have to. There's your fullback dive, give inside. Fall Creek should use a timeout right here. Save some time on the clock.
Crickets have all 3 of their timeouts left. They choose not to use it here. We'll keep those 3 timeouts from when they get the football.
At the Altoona 22-yard line. Brings up 4th and 16.
Well, they should obviously get, well.
And we get another
Railroaders
penalty.
broke the huddle with 12. So, yep. So they broke the huddle with 12, and he ran off. So it's illegal participation. That'll back him up 5 more.
So we could file that under that list.
That's under game 1.
First game mistakes.
Yep.
First game mistakes.
We've seen a couple of that tonight with guys
not,
not getting out there like on a kickoff or a punt or those kind of things. The special teams have just shown that guys are first game, they're kind of forgetting where they belong.
So the line of scrimmage now, the 17, 4th and 21. And we are under 2 minutes to go in this first half.
Well, it was a good snap. He's going to get it off, luckily.
Just gets it away. That punt is angling toward the far sideline. It goes out of bounds in Altoona territory at the 43. The Crickets will have 1:45 to work with, and they have all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, great field position here late in the second quarter.
Again, onus on the Altoona defense, trying to keep this score right where it is at 13-0.
Yeah, they've had some nice stops here in the second quarter to keep it close. They're going to have to come up with one more here before half.
Stenke out wide right. Prankus slot right. Ertz will throw over the middle to Volrath. Bounces off one tackle, slips another tackle, and fights his way inside the 40-yard line.
That was a tough 5-6 yard pickup right there.
They're letting the clock run. It's a 2nd and 6. Kurtz swings it out quickly. Prankus down the far sideline. They say he's stayed in bounds. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. And again, Fall Creek has the 3 timeouts. Clock moving again. We're under 1 minute. And here comes the timeout from the far sideline. We'll keep it here, and we'll use that opportunity to tell you that Marquardt Motors, your local Buick and GMC dealer, has the area's largest pre-owned and new vehicle inventory with new arrivals daily. View the inventory at marquardtmotors.com or stop in to talk to a friendly, salaried sales consultant. For more than 30 years, Coldwell Banker Brenizer Realtors has been the #1 home seller in northwestern Wisconsin. With more than 70 realtors averaging more than 15 years of experience per agent, why turn anyplace else? For realty in the Chippewa Valley, call Coldwell Banker Bernizer Realtors. Play It Again Sports in Eau Claire is your go-to for buying, selling, and trading your new and secondhand sports equipment and apparel. Sharing our love for sports and your bank account, that's Play It Again Sports on East Hamilton Street in Eau Claire. .51 seconds left, second quarter. Fall Creek with the football, leading 13-0. Crickets have a 1st and 10 from the Altoona 29. Kurtz looking left, throwing deep, has a man, caught, touchdown! Touchdown, Crickets. Jacob Wathke hauls that one in.
Kurtz with great touch right there. Great pass to him. Let him perfect, easy catch, runs it in for the big score right before the half.
So, if you were wondering, well, why didn't they use any timeouts? Well, as it turned out, they really didn't have to.
Yeah, they had plenty of time, especially as well as they throw the football. It's one of those things, like they know their offense, they know about how much time they need, and it was almost like they were just setting that play up.
Westrate, extra point. Somebody may have gotten a hand on that one. The PAT is no good. 45 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Fall Creek now leading 19-0. We'll have more coming up on Zaleski Sports.
Chili Implement, located just west of Marshfield in Chili, is your Kubota dealer in central Wisconsin. Big or small, Chili Implement has all the best equipment waiting for you. From farm tractors to lawn care, plus work and have fun in a Kubota side-by-side. Choose Chili Implement for your parts and service too. Chili Implement, open Monday through Saturday to serve you and 24/7 online at chiliimplement.com.
We are back at Fuzzy Thurston Field at Oakleaf Stadium in Altoona. Fall Creek Crickets with a couple of touchdowns in the second quarter. Fall Creek now leads Altoona 19-0. Be a tough hill to climb for Altoona, which still is looking for its first big play on offense. Crickets, meanwhile, have done a nice job of mixing the run and the pass. They've got a 19-0 lead. Westrate with the kick. Taken by Hornby. Again, he'll come to the near sideline, and again, he's dragged down this time. It's Isaac Steinke.
Boy, Steinke and Volrath have just made their presence felt over this first half. Offensively, defensively, and special teams.
As I was preparing for this game, Sparks, and I was looking at the lineups, the thing I just kept coming back to is, who are the difference makers going to be? You'll look at Volrath and Steinke. It's the same thing, just like they were in basketball, same kind of thing.
Yeah, and then you kind of look for the Railroads to have something to match that up with, and we just haven't found anything yet. So the Railroads are still searching for that answer.
Hand off up the middle. Very little running room for Michael Friesen. Clock continues to tick down here. We got 20 seconds left, and this will likely be the last play. And now it's Jackson Berg who will set up under center. And we've got penalty markers thrown. I see Trent Cornell on the sideline. It doesn't appear to be injured. He's just on the sideline talking with one of the assistant coaches.
Railroaders continue to have issues with that snap exchange. It's probably about the third or fourth time that they've taken that snap and either bobbled it or dropped it and had to pick it up again. So And that should
so
do
the
it for
clock
the first half.
is winding down, and that'll do it for the first half.
Your halftime score.
Fall Creek getting a pair of touchdowns in that second quarter, and they lead it by a score of 19-0. We will recap the scoring in this one, and it was Fall Creek recovering a fumble, or check that. Fall Creek recovering an Altoona fumble to give the Crickets possession on the Railroaders' 30-yard line, and shortly thereafter it was Nate Kurtz 22-yard touchdown pass to Jacob Wathke for the touchdown. Ethan Westrate booted the PAT, and that made it 7-0. In the second, after Altoona had a goal line stand to keep the Crickets out of the end zone, Fall Creek got a score anyway. Lincoln Burr, a pick six. It was a 12-yard interception return for touchdown. The PAT was blocked, and with 9:04 remaining in the second, Fall Creek extended its lead to 13-0. Then Fall Creek got the ball again right before the half, and Nate Kurth hooked up again with Jacob Wathke. This pass traveled 29 yards for the score. Once again, the PAT was no good, and it was 19-0 Altoona at the break. And Spargs, first-year quarterback for Fall Creek, it really doesn't look like they've missed a beat. They established the run early. They started throwing the ball, and they have done a really good job of controlling clock, moving the football, and getting points.
Yeah, you're right. You bring in Kurtz as a new quarterback, and boy, he has done an outstanding job for his first game of the season, filling that role from last year. He has just stepped up and played really well. He's made some nice passes to those big receivers, got him up where only those guys can do something with. He hasn't put himself in danger with having him getting picked or anything like that, so he's done a really nice job controlling the offense, and they've been able to run the football. So you put that combination of a good pass game and moving the ball on the ground, and you can see what's been happening now. The Crickets are in charge, up 19-0 here at half.
All right, if you're in that Altoona locker room, what's the nature of those conversations right now?
Well, they're going to sit down and talk about the little mistake. We can't be dropping the ball on snaps. It's just the exchange. We got to start there. We got to make sure that we don't have the procedure calls. We can't, have the holding penalties. So it's all those little things that game one you try to avoid, and unfortunately, Altoona has been swallowed up by all the little mistakes and just hurting themselves more than anything. And then again, it just. They're trying to figure out what they're going to try to do offensively against that stout Fall Creek defense. When you got those two big studs at the defensive ends, it's hard. It's hard to get the edge on those guys, and then you try to come back inside. And they're doing just a nice job of Fall Creek. So they'll have to get back to the drawing board, kind of scheme them maybe a little bit better and see what they can do to pick them apart and get that run game going.
Sparks and I are going to take a little bit of a break, but we will have plenty for you here at halftime on Zaleski Sports. Make sure to join us for the third quarter of action. Once again, at the half, your score is Fall Creek 19, Altoona 0. You are watching Zaleski Sports.
I would imagine watching Eau Claire Regis on film, you knew they were good. Did you expect them to put on a performance like this?
Well, offensively, no. I'm going to have to look at the film to see. We didn't, obviously, we played a quarter and a half. We only have 6 seniors, and eventually that kind of stuff catches up with you when the other team has, 15 or whatever. And, I saw some of our younger guys, the momentum got going in their way, and there was nothing we could do to turn it.
As you said, you've got a lot of young players that got a lot of varsity experience, and a lot of big contributors are coming back next season, so obviously the cupboard's not bare.
Well, hopefully not. No, get a little bigger, faster, stronger, and so on, and then we should be okay. It was a good year overall. We won 10 games and shared the conference title, and we realize we got some work to do yet.
Right arm across the chest for 10. Ready, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Switch to that. Ty, where are you at? We kind of talked to you. You're going to go with linebackers today then, okay? It's one of the positions we talked about yesterday at the coaches meeting as we go over things. And of course, why do you think we're switching guys from position? Yeah, to give them a chance to play. If there's 2 or 3 guys ahead of you at the position you're at, but you might be the second best guy at a different position, well then we're going to move you. Working on your skills. All right, here we go. Now you got to be thinking. You got to be focusing in. This isn't going to be that hard physically. It's going to be a little harder mentally.
Edgar Football Hard Knocks is brought to you by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. Visit securityhealth.org to learn more.
Young guys, everybody takes stuff home. Okay, Mav, you got to take that red off, or else you're going to have to take it home and wear it to the first day of school. If that's the only thing you wear, oh man, that would be not good. All right, get the breakdowns in. And then guys that are staying, give me that red.
Yeah. Hey. Hopping in and I start the V. Snakes in the grass so they harder to see. My brother would give up his life to the O. He told me he'd go be a martyr for me. Said that she ready to corner the 6. I hit up Pauline to charter the P. Ain't really leave, but I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm riding around in Atlanta with Sam, cause that been going harder than me. Nothing to change, I'm just harder to please. Ferrari is making an SUV. We ain't got a choice, we ordering these. Shout out Noel for recording the V's. He know where they about to go. Cause nobody touches the flow.
Ready?
No,
Hey, get Alex.
Hook.
Yep. Good. Hey.
Yeah, Duke him.
Let's go. You're in.
Hook.
Yeah. Gordon through Brett.
Side. Hook.
Yeah. Anderson. Yeah.
Watch his feet. You get your feet moving. Get your feet moving. Get your feet moving. Get your feet moving. Don't let them come across. Good job. Get up and pick it. Oh, go pick that one. Remember, interceptions are huge.
Pretty good spot there, Will.
Now, is it easier to cover guys when you're in a zone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier. It's easier. So if we think it's pass, well then, yeah, probably going to call that. Especially if they're close together. Now, as the ball gets closer to the goal line, they get down to the 25-yard line. Well, now it's going to be man more often because now they're getting too close, you see. This is out in the open field. Okay, once again, they're that tight, they're going to have to zone it.
Down.
You're looking them over. They're looking at the inside guy. Check the inside guy, see what he does, and they're both going in. They're both going in, so you got the shallow guy in and he's got the deep guy in. All right, the guys are awful close together there. Receivers.
Tucker hitting that 15-yard post.
Receivers are mighty close together. All right, get a quick drink.
One more?
No, go get a quick drink. Here we go. Get a quick drink. Then we're going team. Hey, little guys, you got to get off the field now. You don't get run over. Here it comes. Get up. That's a pretty tricky play. Almost ran the cameraman over. Now we're short a guy. We got nobody in this guy.
We got Carter over here.
Okay. All right. Not bad, not bad. Carter, you drop back to help cover? Okay. Okay, yep.
Hey, I told him, like, just make sure you're on scout D and Carter's coming down, just probably deep turtle.
Yeah, see, if we got that defense called and they come out and trip, then we're in a little trouble. One linebacker's got to get his fanny back. We only got 3 defensive backs. They got 4 wide receivers, 3 here and 1 over there. Well, we're screwed unless one linebacker comes back. And if you're going to make a mistake, you always want to make a mistake up by the line of scrimmage, back here. Because back here you make a mistake, it's a touchdown. Up there it's 5, 6 yards. Okay. It's a way to pursue, way to keep contained. They were actually running up this sideline, so if the guy would have got outside, you see, you'd have been running and he'd have been running. It's like you're blocking for him, you know. Then you got to listen. No, it's a run, and you got to stop and turn around. But yeah, they were trying to run up this sideline with him taking you off, which is, we do that sometimes. Run that guy off to the outside. Then you don't have to block him. Okay, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. Turn around. Get to the wall. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Saw that right away.
All right, get it back up here. See, that's why we can't do anything tricky if guys are going to be jumping, all right? Or not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Which direction's the wind today? Yeah, you know it's in the north because it feels cool. If it feels cool, guys, the wind's in the north. The cool wind comes from the north. The warm wind comes from the south. Is it cool today? Yeah, it's cool today, guys. Yeah, this is nice. You don't get a better day than this to practice. All right? So, remember, all dirty clothes get taken home for washing. Bus leaves at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Get in here by 7:40, 7:45.
See your tight ends. Go. Let's go! Out of the way, boys! Out of boy! Wait. Come on! Oh, holding.
All right, it's all right.
The other guy was holding. Good ball, team.
It's all right.
Here we go.
What are we sending Carter for again? I have no idea. Once again, our middle linebackers are not playing like Columbus told our middle linebackers to play. No. No, all they're doing is taking themselves out of the play. You guys back up over here. Throw the ball. Oh, you don't even look for him.
Hey, good throw.
Take it. He's open. Carter is open. I don't know what you're looking at. The guy's open. Throw him the damn ball.
Got a tiny little corner. Just gonna see if we can throw it up to him. There we go.
Hey, good ball. Hey, we need
I bet the back's going to be wide open in this play. Coming this way.
You got great. Take that ball.
Yeah, pick it off, pick it off, pick it off. Keep between you. Zone them, keep them between you. Keep them between you. Here comes a run. Stay outside. Stay outside, that away. You guys can shuffle across then, Leighton. Let them know, motion, motion. Trips, trips. Play it as trips. Hey, you can play off and outside if you want. Pick it. Throw the ball. You guys open, we gotta.
Right? Set those feet. 1, 2. 1, 2. Set your feet. Go. Yes, sir.
JBD, let's go. Let's keep him out of the end zone, boys.
Yeah.
Before you know it, we'll be watching you boys down in that.
Yeah, let's hope so.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
We are back at Fuzzy Thurston Field at Oakleaf Stadium in Altoona, getting ready to start the third quarter, and it's Fall Creek leading Altoona by a score of 19-0. 7 points for the Crickets in the first quarter, 12 more in the second. Bob Bradovich, Dave Sparger on the call with you. Colin McClowry is our producer tonight on Zaleski Sports and Sparger. A couple mistakes for Fall Creek, but by and large, that was a really good half of football, considering it's the first game of the year.
Yeah, outstanding first half. Like you said, first game of the year. You expect some of those little minor details to maybe not click. A few procedure calls or maybe an offsides here and there, but by and by, the Fall Creek offense and defense have just really been on their game tonight.
Good job by the quarterback. Nate Kurtz has distributed the ball. He's gotten his running backs involved. He's got all the receivers involved. Meantime, Trent Cornell, the Altoona QB, he's been under duress for a good part of that first half. We'll see what the second half brings. Kickoff taken by the Crickets. Deep in their own territory, getting to the outside is Jacob Wathke. And he's taken down after he crosses the 20-yard line. So once again, it Sparks, I sound like a broken record. It's kind of the onus is on the Altoona defense to get a stop here.
Yeah, it sure is. This first drive is pivotal for the Railroaders. They can keep them out of the end zone. At least it gives you that glimmer of hope. If you get one up on the board, you're back in it. But the last thing you want to do now is go down 25-0 here in the third. So like you said, big opening drive here to start the second half.
1st and 10 Crickets from their own 20. Nate Kurtz remains at quarterback. Looking to his left, throws it near side, caught. Bo Volrath on the reception. He is down right at the 35-yard line, a 15-yard pitch and catch, and it's a first down for the Crickets.
Boy, what a toss right there by Kurtz. He had to wait for that to kind of open up. As you said, Volrath running that deep out at about 15, just laid it in there perfect. Well, I tell you right now, Nate Kurtz is playing with a lot of confidence.
1st and 10 Crickets from the 35. Volrath in the slot right. Stanky wide right. Kurtz, here comes the pressure. Still rolling. He'll throw deep. It's underthrown, but coming back and making the catch. Isaac Stanky. Oh, my goodness.
What a great adjustment on that ball in the air. Kurtz just kind of threw it up there. He saw he was open, but he couldn't get enough on it to get it to him. And great adjustment with that ball in the air to come back and make a great catch. 2 big plays here to start the second half.
So in just a couple of plays, Fall Creek goes from its own 20 all the way down to the Altoona 34. Handoff up the middle, a lot of running room for Prankus. Carey takes Prankus down to the 26. Gain of 8. 2nd and 2. And now we've got a whistle and a stoppage.
Looks like there's a railroad feeling that. Yeah,
equipment
they're going to make him
issue
come off.
Or maybe a blood issue. So Friesen will have to check out. Garrett Berg will check in. 2nd and 2 for the Crickets. Handoff goes to Birdsall. Nowhere to go.
Well, the Railroaders came with a run blitz right there. They had 8 guys coming on that snap, and they sealed up all those gaps and just blew it up at the point of attack. So a great defensive call right there for the Railroaders to blow that up at the point of attack.
Boy, Ben Roth came in unblocked. Third and 5 for the Crickets from the Rails 29-yard line. And now we got a penalty.
Delay a game.
And it's a delay of game. So the Fall Creek drive will move back a bit. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
Again, a young quarterback learning right now. He'll learn that all he has to do is look up at that deep official behind the defense there, and if he sees his arm starting to swing, he knows he's running out of time. So he'll learn that as the season goes on.
Kurtz rolling to his left, throws underneath, wanted to get to Volrath, but well played on the back end by Jackson Berg.
Yeah, Jackson Berg, real nice job closing on that pass. It looks like we've got a man down here on the sideline. Looks like a cricket.
I think that's Volrath, and boy, that's that brings a hush to that Altoona, or that Fall Creek sideline. And as they tend to Bo Volrath on the near sideline, We'll take a minute timeout. We'll be back with more on Zaleski Sports.
At Marquardt Motors, we want our customers to experience the highest possible level of satisfaction. That's why we offer the largest selection of new and used vehicles at the lowest possible price. It's why we offer Saturday service, and we have our own body shop on site. We want buying and taking care of your vehicle to be easy and convenient for you. Earning your trust is what matters most. At Marquardt, we know business is really about people and relationships, not dollar signs in the bottom line. That's why our salespeople are paid by salary and a bonus for volume, but never a commission on the amount you pay for your vehicle. It's why we offer comfortable waiting rooms with refreshments, home-baked cookies, and free Wi-Fi. Buying and servicing your vehicle should be both easy and comfortable. At Marquardt Motors, we know your vehicle is a huge part of your life, providing freedom of mobility and safety for your family. That's why we offer the largest fleet of free loaners in the area. It's also why we offer GM certified service and parts at very competitive prices. It's why we have GM certified and world-class technicians on our team. You can have peace of mind knowing that we'll be here to take care of you for as long as you own your vehicle. It's our goal to offer the best car buying and servicing experience in the Chippewa Valley. We can't promise to be perfect, but we will always strive to operate with integrity. I'm Dave Marquardt. I invite you to come experience the personal service we've worked for 50 years to achieve and will continue to improve on for many years to come.
Dad's all upset.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
We're back in Altoona. A lot of concern about the health of Fall Creek tight end and defensive end Bo Volrath, who's being helped out of the complex. He is being assisted off and really favoring it. I believe it's the right leg. Pass was intended for Volrath in the near sideline. Got tangled up with a Fall Creek defender, or an Altoona defender. Crickets going deep, and a pass down the near sideline. Caught. Nicely done by Nathan Kurtz. Or check that, Ethan Wathke, number 3, and now, or Jacob Wathke. Now Jacob Wathke slow to get up. So 2 passes to this near sideline, and both times Fall Creek has a guy shaken up.
Yeah, Jacob Wathke laid out to try to catch that pass. Perfectly placed, but he laid out, and obviously when he came down, he landed on the football, and that just knocked the wind out of him. He'll be just fine as he hustles off the field now. But, boy, again, you look back at Nate Kurtz and the way he's placing that ball tonight, he is just doing an outstanding job. You can tell that his head coach, Tyler Mickelson, obviously was a quarterback coach because, boy, he has just developed these young guys, these quarterbacks to come in and really throw the ball well.
So Steinke will split out wide to the right. Snap to Kurtz, hands up the middle to Birdsall.
Johnson, nice job filling there at linebacker. Limited that one to just 2 yards.
At the Altoona 11-yard line. Second and 8.
Second and 8 now for the Crickets. Second and 8. Caleb Steinke split out wide to the left. He remains in the game after Wathke checked out. They're going to pitch it. Far side goes Prankus, and he takes it down inside the 10.
Jackson Berg, nice job filling inside out there. to make it 3rd and long. Now it looks like we got a Altoona player to get slow to get up.
Security Health Plan helps individuals and businesses find the right health insurance program for kids, adults, and families. Self-employed, no problem. Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. Apple weight loss. Chiropractic care is more than just making the pain disappear. It is about learning, understanding, and taking care of your body to improve your quality of life. Keep your home and valuables safe with SOS Security in Eau Claire, offering a great variety of products to protect against intruders, fires, water, and more for every room, every door, and every window. Don't worry about a thing. Place your trust in SOS Security in Eau Claire.
Jackson Berg was the injured player, but you could see he hustled off the field, was able to run off, so he should be okay.
3rd and 6 for the Crickets. Jacob Wathke back in for Fall Creek. He's split out wide to the left. The ball came loose. Who's got it? And they're going to rule that an incomplete pass. I think they were trying the shovel pass there, Sparks.
Yeah, that's one of those shovel pads. Like you said, it's kind of a safe play because of that. If there's any kind of mishandling, that just turns into an incomplete pass. But it does bring up 4th down.
.747 to go in the 3rd quarter. Kurtz looks over the defense, takes the snap, throwing left, and it's caught! What a catch, Jacob Wathke.
A pair of great catches down here in the red zone. Wathke just going up and out, jumping the D-back. What a great catch for the touchdown.
That connection clicking again for the 3rd time. Nate Kurtz to Jacob Wathke.
Boy, Nate Kurtz is just putting it where he has to put it tonight.
Boy, and Wathke, talk about high pointing the ball, making that dive. Here's the extra point, and it is no good. With 7 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, Fall Creek extends its lead over Altoona by a score of 25-0 right here on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, this is Van Patrick Oates from Rapids Awards and More. People ask, what is the more part of Awards and More? Well, that means that we're more than just an award store. We engrave glass, wood, plastic, guns, Yeti cups, medals, knives, and so much more. We're located on the web at awardsandmore.us. And if you're in the Wisconsin Rapids area, visit our physical store at 1210 Pepper Avenue or check us out on Facebook. Rapids Awards and More than just awards.
We are back at Fuzzy Thurston Field at Oakleaf Stadium in Altoona. Fall Creek now leading Altoona by a score of 25-0, 7:42 to go, 3rd quarter. Turn your home from ordinary to extraordinary with a fence from HS Fence Company. Vinyl, chain link, ornamental, or cedar wood. If they can get you just what you need for any design, whether residential or commercial, if you need a fence, call HS Fence Company. Here's Westrate to kick it off for the Crickets. Short kick taken by Hornby, who's got some room. He hurdled one would-be tackler and got tripped up just short of midfield. Well, again, as I look at this Altoona team, they've got some talent. Hornby is the one kid that really kind of has stood out tonight. He's done some really nice things, special teams, defensively, and occasionally on offense.
Yeah, absolutely, especially on a couple of those returns. He's just been one guy away from breaking it, going all the way, so he has been a spark. He just needs a little more help around him now.
We'll see what Trent Cornell can do for the Railroaders. Over halftime, I saw his baseball coach, Craig Walter, is here taking in the action. 1st and 10 for the Railroaders from their own 49, hanging off to Michael Friesen. Friesen, now they're going to spot the ball.
Yeah, to give him about a half yard is about it.
Just with the nose of the ball almost touching the 50-yard line. Initially, they were going to mark it back a yard, and they gave him that forward progress. So 2nd and a long 9 for Altoona. Handoff up the middle, tough running and not a lot of room. Again, Altoona really trying to establish that belly series, but credit to Fall Creek, that interior defensive line has just plugged that up all night. And now Michael Friesen will come hobbling off the field.
Well, like you said, Altoona is trying to establish that fullback game first, and it's just been shut down by that Fall Creek interior line. They've just done a really nice job all game preventing that big run from occurring. So now, again, it creates that 3rd and long for the Railroaders.
Isaac Johnson, now the deep back behind the quarterback, Trent Cornell, 3rd and 8. From the 49, the pitch going wide, Hunter Hibbard. He gets it down to the 45 before he's knocked down. Stays in bounds, clock keeps moving. We've got 6:15 and ticking remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Well, it'll be 4th down, but I'm sure the Railroaders will go for this. Do we have a flag on that far side? We do.
Yeah,
holding.
It's a holding on Altoona, so that's a tough one because it advanced the football down to about the Fall Creek 45, and that would have set up a 3rd and manageable. Instead, it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, again, just another one of those instances where Railroaders find a way to hurt themselves.
So, 3rd and 18 now for the Railroaders. Cornell looking to the sideline, looking to get a play. Now it's being signaled in by head coach Chad Hansen, who will now take a timeout. We'll keep it right here, and we'll tell you that whether you're buying or selling, whether home, recreation, or commercial, no matter your budget, if you need real estate in the Eau Claire area, look to Donlin Real Estate. Find all of their listings now at donlinonline.com. At Chippewa Valley Orthopedics, whether you're a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured that you will receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect. When you need it most, visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Security Financial Bank. Enjoy the benefits of business banking at SFB with several options to fit your business. Whether your business is medical, insurance, manufacturing, trucking, or another small business, they will help you determine what you need and provide the experience and service you need. Learn more about business banking at sfbank.com. 3rd and 18 for the Railroaders. They'll split Hornby out wide right. Cornell rolling to his right, pressure coming, throws underneath, and it's in and out of the hands of Jackson Berg.
Yeah, that is a tough one for Jackson Berg to come up with. It's kind of throwing towards that backside shoulder, and he tries to spin around and come up with it. If you ask him, I'm sure he would have said he should have had it, but that was a tough throw there.
And Cornell, again, you see what they're doing. They're trying to roll him out, use his speed and his athleticism, but he's getting pressure, despite the fact he's trying to roll away from those interior linemen. And once again, it's number 11, Isaac Stanky,
well, that's
putting
the problem,
some heat on.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, you're going to roll right. That just means you're going to roll right into Stanky. So you're still going to be up with a clock on you going, you better get rid of it before he gets to you.
So now Hornby to kick it away. Low kick by Hornby, and Fall Creek's just going to let that thing bounce. We got a penalty marker behind the play.
This looks like it'll be against Fall Creek. This could be a big penalty here.
So the punt rolls to a stop at the Fall Creek 6, but let's see about this penalty.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, Altoona. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Fall Creek. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Fall Creek, with an ejection.
Well, a couple of guys are going at it during that punt, and obviously the Fall Creek guy just did not give up on it, would not let go, and he's going to get that second personal foul and get tossed from the game.
Well, up to this point, it had been a very clean game in that respect. There hasn't been a lot of jawing. There hasn't been pushing and shoving after the whistle. Nothing that we've seen. So, again, one of those teachable moments for both coaching staffs. And it's tough, Sparks. You know, you played this game at the high school and at the Big Ten level. You know that emotions start bubbling up in any game, let alone a rivalry game, first game of the season.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you talk about getting all the emotions going. You got your first game of the year, and if you look at Altoona, all of a sudden now they find themselves down 25-0. They're frustrated. You know, they're wondering what's going on, and they want to try to turn things around. And so now they start to skirmish, but all of a sudden the Fall Creek just took it to that next level, and he's going to get ejected. And now we'll have to see here what this comes up with. Is this 15 yards and a first down, or is it just 15 and still fourth? We'll have to take a look here. Well, he's marching it off. If he's marching it down. Officials are still trying to get this squared away.
Well, while they do that, I'll take the opportunity to tell you that the Dahlman Insurance Agency provides business, home, auto, and farm insurance throughout the Chippewa Valley. Contact Eric Knutson in the Elk Mound office or Wayne Dahlman in the Eau Claire office for detailed coverage and cost analysis. Dahlman Insurance. Come for the rates, stay for the service. So after all this, they're going to spot the ball down at the 6-yard line. And it'll be Fall Creek football, so they'll take the outcome of the punt.
Well, I think what's happened here is actually a post-possession fouls is what it is. So they're actually marking it off from where that ball settled because it was after the play. So the change of possession occurred, so it's going to be Fall Creek football. But they'll be deep in their own end there. About now down to the, about 3-yard line?
Right, so then they'll put half the distance.
Yep, exactly.
Correct? Okay. Yeah, and that's something I was wondering is when exactly were the penalty mark. I mean, I'm watching the ball go rolling to see where it was going to roll to a stop, and then I look back, and meantime, we had a little scuffle going on the
well,
just,
looks
I don't know, about the 40, 45-yard line, right around where the punter kicked that one away. So after all that, we have 5:59 remaining in the third quarter, and Fall Creek with the lead, 25-0 over Altoona. Season opener for both of these clubs. Two teams coming off of playoff seasons. No longer conference rivals. Fall Creek staying in the Clover Belt. Altoona moving to the Coulee, which was an awfully tough conference last year with a couple of state finalists in West Salem and La Crosse Aquinas. Aquinas went on to win a state title. 1st and 10 from the 3. Kurtz is going to throw deep, trying to get Steinke, who couldn't quite haul it in. And again, give the Altoona defensive backs credits for just competing.
Absolutely.
And not hanging their head. They're out there competing.
Yeah, he did a great job. He was right inside the arms. He did a good job of taking away that inside. He was checked back at the ball, so he wasn't going to get the interference called. So, like you said, great coverage right there.
They'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Boy, I think that shows you the confidence that the Fall Creek staff and head coach Tyler Mickelson has in the junior quarterback, Nate Kurtz. Backed up deep in your territory? Sure, throw it out of your end zone. Now they'll keep it on the ground. Trying to get wide. Birdsall gets across the 5. Another tackle by Garrett Burr, and he's been a busy guy.
I'll tell you who really made that play there was Sawyer Van Vliet. This corner over here, he solidified that edge so he couldn't get outside and make him turn it back inside. So he did his job. He didn't get the tackle, but he made the play.
Yeah, we've talked about Van Vliet, and he's been very active from his cornerback position. 3rd and 5 now for Fall Creek. Handoff, Birdsall.
This is going to be close.
And they're going to move the
they'll give it to him.
So you got a favorable spot. You had that good forward lean going, and the Fall Creek drive stays alive. We're under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Fall Creek with the football and leading 25-0. They'll pitch it to Prankus. He gets across the 15, taken down there.
Again, a real nice job by the Railroads on that perimeter, doing a good job maintaining the edge, not allowing them to bounce it to the perimeter. So only a short pickup, maybe 2 on that play.
2nd and 8 now for the Crickets. Handoff and cutting back up the middle goes Prankus. And now we've got an Altoona player down who's trying to get up to his feet. We'll have an official's timeout. Helping you achieve a healthy, confident, amazing smile is the #1 priority for Dr. Steve Christo and the expert team at Christo Orthodontics. Start your smile journey today with a free consultation for braces or Invisalign treatment. Visit ChristoOrthodontics.com today. Looking to buy, refinance, or make improvements to your home at Franson Bank and Trust? Our team of experienced bankers can provide a vast array of loan products tailored to your financial situation. Contact our Eau Claire office today to learn more. Franson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Got another injury issue, this to a Fall Creek player, and so with that, we'll step aside for the next minute right here on Zaleski Sports. 3:45 to go, 3rd quarter at Altoona, trailing Fall Creek by a score of 25-0.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Ben Roth was the injured railroader, but he walked off under his own power. Not sure if he's dealing with a cramp or something, but he's standing on the sideline, still with his helmet, so I'm sure he's hopeful of getting back in the game. 3rd and 8 for the Crickets from their own 16. Kurtz with time, throwing deep. Stanky goes up and gets it.
Again, a great job by Nate Kurtz putting it up where only his receiver can get it. You've got a 6'5" receiver. Get it up there nice and high. Let him climb the ladder and high point it and bring it down. What a great catch right there by Stanky.
Stanky landed hard on his back, and it looked like his helmet hit the turf, so he'll check out for now. But it's a first down for the Crickets from their own 39 now. Handoff goes to Prankus. Not a lot of running room. Garrett Berg in on the tackle. Gavin Lofgren, the D lineman, also there for the Railroaders. Give Prankus a yard. It's 2nd and 1.
Yeah, that interior, that defensive line has really done a nice job on that fullback give tonight. Really haven't broken many on them, so they've really kind of taken part of that game away from Fall Creek.
So now Volrath is out. Stanky remains on the sideline, but Fall Creek still looking to go to the air. Kurtz throwing down the sideline, nearly intercepted. Threw that one into coverage. Good coverage there. Had a couple of defensive backs there, and it was Gabe Radcliffe, the sophomore, knocking that one down. As far as you look at this Altoona roster, a lot of sophomores.
I was going to say, yeah, there's not a whole lot of seniors. A lot of young guys getting a lot of action.
Here's the pitch to Birdsall, trying to get wide, and he's taken down a really nice open field tackle by Jackson Bird. Well, I think when Chad Hansen and his Altoona coaches look at the tape of this one, yeah, a lot of things you're going to want to correct, but I tell you, the hustle, the want to, the intensity, I think there's plenty to build on here.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, because they are so young, you've got a lot of sophomores out there. They're going to gain a lot of valuable experience right here. Again, look at Jackson Berg. He came flying from that safety spot on that toss sweep to make a great tackle and to force a punt here.
So a rare punt for Fall Creek in this game. Booted away. And Hornby's going to let it go, and that thing is bouncing, and covered by Fall Creek inside the 5-yard line.
Well, that's why that is so crucial, try to catch that punt. He was right there for it, and then he just kind of let it go, and, boy, they lost about 25 yards of field position right there. Now they have to start from their own 3-yard line.
Heck of a nice punt by Ben Pilgrim, yet another sophomore. So the Railroaders, boy, I tell you, that hill is getting awfully steep for them. They're already trailing 25-0 with the third quarter winding down. We got just 1:17 left. But now they're backed up on their own 3. We'll see what Trent Cordell and the Railroaders have in mind here. Handoff up the middle. Isaac Johnson pushing forward, and he takes it out to the 5. Some tough running.
Sullivan Monier, I think, on the fill right there. Good job at linebacker. Just a short gain.
Yeah, and Isaac Stanky is back in now. He left after catching that long pass over the middle and landing on his back, but he's back in. Bo Volrath, the other D-end, he had to leave the facility with what appeared to be a lower body injury. 2nd and 8 from the 5. Pitch going wide to Jackson Bird, cuts it up. And here comes some penalty markers.
Yeah, nice tackle on the play, but he stood over and taunted him. So, again, you talk about losing your cool. As soon as you made the nice play, you just stood over the top, started screening him. They're going to get nailed at every time for unsportsmanlike. That's a free 15 and a first down. Again, you talked about being excited about a chance to play, but you got to keep those emotions under control.
Yeah, and again, the intent of that rule is to is to keep things from escalating. I think it's okay to be excited. You make a big play, okay, fine.
Yeah,
be
absolutely.
Excited,
yep.
But you got to know where that line is.
Well, and you got to be excited with your own team, right? You turn around and celebrate with your team.
Celebrate with your team.
You don't bring the other player into the factor. And I really think that's actually Bo Volrath's substitute on that D end over there that got the penalty.
So 1st and 10, Altoona from its own 20. Cornell back to pass. Throws near side. He's got Jackson Berg, who's taken out of bounds right around the 35-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there.
Real nice pass there by Cornell. It's his best ball of the night. Put it right on the numbers. He was able to catch and turn it up. So real positive play right now for the Railroaders. See if they can get something going here.
This is a drive that started at their own 3. And with that, time has run out on the third quarter. After 3, your score, Fall Creek 25, Altoona 0. Back with the fourth quarter coming up on Zaleski Sports.
Security needs to be at the top of the list when it comes to your family, home, and lifestyle. Our focus is providing your family with peace of mind by offering state-of-the-art systems that blend convenience and security into one. It all starts with our security system, which lets you add control of lights, door locks, thermostats, and more. You can control all of them with your touchscreen keypad or your mobile phone. With this state-of-the-art system, home control can be adjusted to your lifestyle automatically.
It's state-of-the-art security that fits into your lifestyle and your life. Give us a call today to learn more.
Welcome back to Fuzzy Thurston Field at Oakleaf Stadium in Altoona. They're playing the jump around, which I'm going to guess the majority of high schools in Wisconsin will play jump around between the third and fourth quarters.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you've ever heard the song before.
Sparks, I was covering the night game between the Badgers and Purdue when Purdue had a guy by the name of Drew Brees as quarterback. And I was there when they first played this song, and the place just erupted.
Oh, yeah, it's still to this day, it's amazing to watch that being in the fourth quarter when they put this on, the excitement. It's actually they've just had a little survey come out, one of the top traditions in all of college football. And right now, this song and this routine's like in the top 5 in the country with those routines of celebrations and stuff. So can never go wrong with putting this on.
And in the interest of full disclosure, I voted early and often because you can vote once a day. Railroaders have the football, 1st and 10 from their own 35 as we start this fourth quarter. Penalty markers down. It's a good gain across the 40. Isaac Johnson, the running back, but that's going to come back.
2 guys in motion there on the snap, so that'll cost them 5 yards. But, there again, they get a great play on first down, make it 2nd and short. And instead, they get that 5-yard penalty to move back to start 1st and 15.
And Altoona's going to do everything it can to not just get some positive momentum going here in the fourth. At the very least, they'd love to play to a stalemate. But if they could just punch one in, I think that would go a long way to making a week of practice that much better.
Oh, absolutely. You hit it right on the head. Right now, you're not worried about winning the game. You're trying to gain some momentum for next week. You want to get your offense clicking. Let's get some points on the board. Let's try to fix our few mental errors we keep making, and let's turn the ship around a little bit here.
Good run up the middle. Isaac Johnson getting a lot of that penalty yardage back.
At the Altoona 35-yard line, 2nd and 10.
So it's 2nd and 10 for the Railroaders. Handoff up the middle. Johnson with some good running room.
Oh, good hard run.
Still on his feet, and he's pushed out of bounds And it'll be a first down for Altoona.
Johnson running hard, breaking tackles. That's more like it. That's what the Railroaders need, is that spark. A good run like that can maybe turn the tide here in the fourth quarter.
So the drive stays alive. And the line of scrimmage will be right at midfield. Isaac Johnson, we've called his name on this drive. Well, he's another sophomore. Cornell back to pass. They're going to pitch it to the trailing back, Hunter Hibbard, who's knocked out of bounds. He gets down. I'm going to give him forward progress down to the 45 of Fall Creek.
Yeah, ran the true option right there finally. Give the fake to the fullback inside, gives that pull, and he's trying to read off that defensive end and give it a late pitch. Good job of reading that, but it looks like he stepped out after just a gain of one, but it looked good at the start there. It's the first time they've actually ran that with the pitch.
And my guess is that the season goes on, I think the Railroaders will run more of that. Again, try to use that athleticism of Cornell. And try to get some more going on at the edges, which has not really been there. And then you combine that with the fact that the runs up the middle have been bottled up for the most part. And now we've got motion up front.
Yeah, flag on Altoona again, starting before the snap.
Procedure penalty against the Railroaders. It's going to back them up a little bit.
You know, we've seen quite a bit of this tonight where it's just a little early compared to the snap, and that time it almost looked like the wide receiver got an early jump, but this is where you can actually go to that center and say, you know what, don't wait for the hut, snap it before it. You know, get us out a little early,
right?
Because our guys are getting that jump and you're not getting the ball up early enough, so kind of anticipate the snap and get it up earlier.
2nd and 14. Altoona from its own 46. Looked like there may have been some movement there as well, and that pass from Cornell incomplete. Trying to get it out to Hunter Hibbard, but once again, Cornell was backpedaling because that rush was coming.
Yeah, good coverage right there. He had him bracketed, had one underneath, one over the top. Really no place to put that. Like you said, he was under pressure.
Third and 14. Handoff up the middle. Isaac Johnson gets thrown back. Gus Prankus filling that hole and stuffing the running back.
Yeah, great read right there. Great read and fill. You know, as a linebacker, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to find that gap that opens up, and you just come and fill, and he did a great job seeing that play develop.
And with the loss of yardage on third down, it's a punt situation for the Railroaders. Had that been a successful play and you get to like a 4th and 3, 4th and 4, I think you go for it.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah, exactly. You get something positive out of that, make yourself more manageable, you're going for it. But you're right, with that loss of about 4 or 5 yards, you're going to punt it away.
Nobody back deep for Fall Creek as they're expecting something out of the bag of tricks. A penalty marker is down, and that one's going to bounce and bounce. And they will down it inside the 5, but let's check on that.
We got another flag,
though.
Railroaders again with illegal procedure as the guy in motion turned up before the ball was snapped. Be interesting to see what Fall Creek wants to do, if they want to make him repunt it.
Well, and the Fall Creek offense is huddling up in the end zone. Meantime, Altoona's punt team is backing up. Well, now the Fall Creek guys are in hustle mode, and the punt return team will get back on the field.
Yeah, now actually Fall Creek can put somebody back here to try to catch this one, do something with it.
And that return man is going to go to the sideline to get some instruction. So the line of scrimmage now the 42 after the penalty, which means the punter will be standing at his 31. Seth Hornby, the punter, he's counting up all the guys that are in front of him. It appears he got to 10. So we're good to go. Hornby boots it away. It's a good kick. Fall Creek calling for the fair catch, but the returner gets out of the way, and we're going to wind up just about where we would have been had all that previous penalty stuff not been assessed. So Fall Creek will start deep in its own territory with 9:05 to go, and the Crickets with the ball and on top 25-0.
Well, right here, I think you start looking at Fall Creek trying to really run the ball, work on their run game. Because, again, they want to chew up that clock. Of course, every time they've been deep in their own end, they've gone up in the air for the big play. So we'll see what happens here on first down. This has usually been a deep ball.
I'll hand it off up the middle. Decent gain across the 10.
Yeah, good pickup on first down. Pick up about 7. Second manageable. If you're Fall Creek's offense, you would just like to run, and pound this thing down here. Just run that clock out with your run game. With 8:45 left here in the fourth, you got a lot of field, so just run that clock.
Gain of 7 for Kramer to bring up a 2nd and 3. Hand off up the middle, another decent hole. Kramer on the carry again.
A couple of good run plays, picks up that first down, moves the chains. And the clock keeps rolling.
Just over 8 minutes remaining in this game. Next week, the Crickets will be at home taking on another local rival, the Augusta Beavers. So a couple of Highway 12 rivalries for the Crickets right out of the gate. And then the conference season starts.
And there's that run blitz again that Altoona's come with a couple times tonight. Kind of sell the house, try to stuff that running back, that fullback in there. And good time for that call. Creates about a 2 or 3 yard loss on the play.
Altoona will be on the road. They'll take a relatively short trip to Osseo Fairchild to take on the Thunder. And the week after that, the Cooley Conference opener down at Black River Falls. 2nd and long now for the Crickets.
There's that toss sweep.
Crickets will pitch that one wide. And Kramer gets another carry. Cullen Kramer, a sophomore for the Crickets. Both of these teams and both of these programs, both coaches, Tyler Mickelson for Fall Creek, Chad Hansen for Altoona, have really been trying to build up the numbers in the program, get that depth going, and get some of the younger guys involved. And I think that's going to pay dividends for both the Crickets and Railroaders down the road. Handoff up the middle, across the 30 goes Kramer.
Yeah, that's one of those tricky things when you're trying to establish numbers for your program. The biggest thing you can do to help you is to get those kids playing time. Try to find a way to get them on the field, even if it's special teams or something, because, once they get the taste of staying out here and working all week and getting some time on Friday night, they're going to stick with it, and then the word gets out, hey, this is kind of fun. And then you get the numbers, and then that's when things can really start to roll with your program. It does always start with having numbers. You've got to have the number of kids out there to really compete and then fill those voids when somebody goes down. So, like you said, something that they're both established over the last couple of years is getting those numbers back up.
Sparks, when you coached, I know there was always in football, you always try to get that improvement, and oftentimes you see that big improvement from week 1 to week 2. But as a coach, what are you trying to fine tune in that span between week 1 and week 2? Because as you know, it's conference season starts in week 3. And that's what your conference record is going to determine whether you get to the playoffs or not. So what are some of the things that coaches want to look at?
Well, the first thing you do, obviously, like you talked about, your biggest jump is going to be between game 1 and game 2 because you have live game film action. Now the kids can actually watch themselves in film, see what they're doing wrong, kind of figure out what they have to fix for the next week. But, it's hard to go beyond the next week because you're now getting ready for your next opponent. What do they run offensively? What do they run defensively? So you're trying to fix your mistakes, but you're also trying to prep for that next game. So really you can't go any farther ahead than who do we play next? You can't look beyond that. So fix your mistakes, prepare for your next opponent, and hopefully you've done the things necessary to make those improvements in your own offense and defense to get yourself a victory in week 2.
It's a 4th and 5, and the Crickets in punt formation while the fans on both sides have a sing-along. Do you think the kids understand when that song was recorded by Neil Diamond?
I don't think they do, but they just know it's a classic.
Fair catch called for and made by Hunter Hibbard. So the Railroaders will take over in Crickets territory with 5 minutes and 22 seconds left.
Well, we talked about this earlier, Brad, about something positive here in the fourth quarter where they've got good field position. They've basically got 4 downs now to go all the way here and try to get a score before the game ends. Like I said, get some momentum to carry into week 2.
And on the topic of getting young guys playing time, Sawyer Van Vliet will come in at quarterback for the Railroaders. And I see a lot of very white jerseys on the Fall Creek side of things, so Crickets are getting a lot of reserves in the action as well. Van Vliet, the pitch, it's on the turf, but covered up by Jackson Berg.
Yeah, Van Vliet got kind of turned around for that pitch. That was a tough one right there, and unfortunately, that's not the way you want to start out this series, as now you're at 2nd and 20.
We're under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, like you said, you're trying to bring in that sophomore to get some experience, just add a little depth to your program, because obviously you never know when your starter goes down. You got to have something ready to go, but let's see if we just settle things down and go with that little fullback give here now.
It's exactly what they do, and plowing forward on a decent gain is Isaac Johnson. And from the Fall Creek perspective, even though you're getting a lot of reserves in there, you know what you're telling those guys, hey, compete.
Yeah.
Try to preserve the shutout.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter who's
follow
playing,
what
right?
The starters have done, and let's try to do something positive here.
Yeah, those starters are on the sideline cheering just as hard for those other guys because they want that shutout. But you're right. At this time of the game, there's a lot of reserves in there, so that'll help both teams later on.
3rd and 15 now for the Railroaders. Van Vliet rolling to his right, throws, he's got his man, and bouncing off a would-be tackler is Jackson Berg. A nice gain for the Railroaders, and that'll take the football down to the 33-yard line.
Good job by Jackson Berg securing the catch and then breaking tackles. Picking up big yardage right there. Good play tonight for him.
And Berg will come to the sideline. Appears he's trying to work that left shoulder. But again, Altoona's guys have really competed hard. He played with a lot of energy. But they will try to get some points on the board before this one's over. We got 3 minutes, 20 seconds. The clock is moving, remaining in the fourth. Van Vliet on the rollout, throws underneath. It's caught inside the 30. Joey Garrison, who's a senior, making the catch. Good gain on first down and a nice accurate pass by Van Vliet.
Yeah, outstanding pass right there by Van Vliet. When he rolls to your left and you're a right-hander, you got to get those shoulders turned for that pass. So he did a nice job of getting those shoulders turned and zipping it in there for a nice pickup right there. Good pass from Van Vliet.
Just over 2.5 minutes left. Handoff up the middle. Some running room for Isaac Johnson. They're going to move the chains again as Johnson gets down to the 22-yard line.
Fall Creek 22, first and 10, Altoona.
Altoona looking to get on the board. Fall Creek trying to preserve the shutout. Handoff up the middle. Isaac Johnson again. Caleb Price Nelson.
Yeah, Price Nelson, nice job getting off. Yeah, getting off the block and climbing on the back of the runner there and bringing him down for a short gain.
Clock continues to wind down. It doesn't appear that, at least at this point, Altoona's going to burn a timeout. Van Vliet will keep it. He's got running room. Van Vliet to the end zone for the Altoona touchdown.
Well, what a great job of ball handling right there. Just drugged that fullback all the way into the hole and pulled. And then as he hit the perimeter, he kind of gave that fake like he was going to pitch it. And he just tucked it and ran, broke a tackle and ran it in. Great job of ball handling right there for the quarterback.
So Van Vliet on an 18-yard keeper. Altoona gets on the board. So now the Railroaders will line up and go for two. Van Vliet rolling, throws underneath, and it's caught. 2-point conversion to Hunter Hibbard. So a few things to be positive about for the Railroaders. We've got 1:24 left. We'll be back with the finish coming up on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Altoona fans with something to cheer about. Their team getting a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Sawyer Van Vliet, an 18-yard touchdown run, and then Van Vliet, a 2-point conversion pass to Hunter Hibbard to make it 25-8. Down to 1:24 to go in this football game. Seth Hornby's got the ball on the tee. Just one man deep for Fall Creek. They're expecting something of that nature. The Crickets will need to get on that, and they do. As hustling over to pick up the football is Brian Birdsall.
Yeah, Birdsall, nice job on that because it was kicked away from the deep guy, and that's a free ball once it goes 10 yards, and Altoona was converging on that. So nice job by Birdsall to get there and just get it in possession and go down. And now Fall Creek can just run the clock out.
Minute 21 left here in the fourth, and I would expect Fall Creek to take a knee here, and I think just looking at Nate Quartz, the quarterback, he went over to talk to the official. And that would be my guess, is he's letting the official know what the Crickets have planned here. Kurtz takes the knee. Now, Sparks, we had a chance to watch Regis make that run through the postseason last year in Division 7 and win a state title. And despite some graduation losses, obviously Xander Rocco, he's over at the University of Minnesota as a freshman for the Gophers. Kenneth Krogman, the quarterback, has moved on, as has Carson Tate and a number of guys. But a lot of guys are back for Bryant Brenner. But just seeing what you've seen out of Fall Creek tonight, do you think the Crickets have what it takes to for sure get in that upper division, but maybe challenge Regis a little bit?
Well, again, we talked about their versatility, the ability to run and throw the ball when they need to. And you've got those big receivers now. Obviously, a big blow tonight was losing their number 34, Bo Worath. That senior, 6'5", 225, an outstanding athlete and a great football player, with him and Stanky. They're men amongst the boys right now, and just to lose one of them is going to hurt them. But hopefully he'll have a quick recovery and he'll be back in time for any of those later games that mean so much. So, hopefully he gets a quick recovery. I'm wishing him well. But you're right. Fall Creek is definitely a team, is formidable on offense. And, even defensively, their first team defense just did not give up much tonight at all for the Railroaders. So you're right. Very solid group here in Fall Creek.
And this one's in the books. Fall Creek Crickets, very impressive tonight in defeating the Altoona Railroaders by a score of 25-8. Second year in a row that the Crickets have knocked off the Railroaders. Sparks, your impressions of this ball game tonight?
Well, Fall Creek definitely surprised. We thought maybe with losing their quarterback and losing their number one receiver that they'd have to kind of fill some voids there. Well, they found a way to do that. Outstanding game. When you look back at everything that the Fall Creek quarterback did there, number 9, Nate Kurtz, he just had an outstanding game. Getting that ball up and out there to those big receivers and putting them in places where they could do something with it, Altoona did a great job with their D-backs being able to knock some of those things down, but, just over time he was able to complete so many of those for the big plays. So, Fall Creek, they're as good as advertised. They're going to be a team to be formed with this year. Altoona, too many mistakes. A lot of procedure calls, a lot of offsides, illegal motions, whatever it is. They just had way too many penalties. And again, does that come from inexperience? A lot of young kids trying to get action for the first time, but that's got to get cleaned up for them to have a better chance, in their games. So they're just not built right now to overcome those mistakes. So, but again, big chance for them between game 1 and game 2 to fix those mistakes, come out next week and play a lot better.
Altoona really competed hard, start to finish. They had a lot of individuals who put forth some really good efforts and competed right to the end, and it was nice to see them get that late touchdown on the 2-point conversion. But, yeah, I would agree. It just offensively, it just took them so long to get untracked. And on top of that, they couldn't establish that inside run game, and everything kind of flows off of that. And then, as you mentioned, you add in the penalties, and it just proved to be a long night. But I would, give Fall Creek a lot of credit, and you're absolutely right. With Bo Vorath and Isaac Steinke, you've got two absolute difference makers, and I will echo what you said about we wish the best for Bo Vorath. We don't know the extent of the injury. It probably will be a while, but he was helped out of the complex, and we'll see how that turns out. And it's a tough one for Fall Creek just because he's such a focal point of what they do, both offensively and defensively. Not to mention, he's a heck of a basketball player, too. So, all that being said, again, Kurtz, the quarterback, showed me a lot as a first-year starter and as a junior. He ran that offense, and he threw the ball well early on. He looked decisive in his reads. They had some tough running. Prankus runs tough. Birdsall runs tough. You've got Stanky, who made some really nice catches, and Jacob Wathke, he's kind of their speed guy on the outside. He made some nice catches and hauled in 3 touchdown passes. So you add it all up, and it's just a really good, complete performance from the Crickets.
Yeah, they got a lot to build on. Obviously, they'll go back and review the film too to make sure they, fine-tune some of their little bit of mistakes here and there. Not as many, but they just, they'll have to, look forward to their next matchup. I think you said Augusta next week, and
yeah, Augusta at home for Fall Creek, and Altoona heads on the road to Osseo Fairchild. So both of these teams will look for improvement going from Game 1 to Game 2. We'll do a quick recap of the scoring in the first quarter with 10:21 left. Nate Kurtz, a 22-yard touchdown pass to Jacob Wathke. Ethan Westrate kicked the PAT, and with 10:21 left, it was 7-0 Fall Creek. That was your score after 1. Second quarter, Lincoln Burr of the Crickets, a 12-yard interception return for a touchdown. The PAT was blocked, 13-0 Fall Creek at that point. And then with just 45 seconds remaining in the second quarter, Nate Kurtz, 29-yard TD pass to Jacob Wathke. The PAT, again, was no good. It was 19-0 Crickets at the half. They extended that lead in the third with 7:42 left. Kurtz connected with Wathke again to make it 25-0. Then in the fourth, with the minute 24 remaining, it was Sawyer Van Vliet, an 18-yard touchdown run for the Railroaders to get Altoona on the board. Van Vliet then threw a 2-point conversion pass to Hunter Hibbard to make the final 25-8. So that's going to do it for the game broadcast. Coming up next is the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds daily. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. Your final once again, Fall Creek 25, Altoona 8. You've been watching high school football on Zaleski Sports, but keep it right here for the Nasonville Dairy postgame show.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Keflatiri, Kefla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freire, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
All right, this is the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Head coach Tyler Mickelson, kind enough to join us. Fall Creek Crickets winning 25-8. Like typical first game, some mistakes, some things to clean up, but all in all, I think you got to be pretty pleased with how your Crickets came out and played tonight.
Yeah, like you said, first game, so our biggest focus was making sure our alignment and our assignments were sound. And tonight we did a really good job of that. The execution needs to be improved upon, but overall, guys were accountable, knew where they needed to be, and that led to a lot of success tonight.
You were a quarterback back in the day. Tell me about the progress that your junior quarterback made tonight. He was on point. He got the team in and out of the huddle. Everything looked crisp. He made good decisions. And Nate Kurtz is just a junior, but he showed some really nice things tonight.
Yeah, so Nate is just a great kid overall, and we noticed something special in him when he was a freshman. And actually last year, late in the season in playoffs, earned his way onto the field on defense. Eli Laube was obviously a great quarterback that we had, but we knew who he could be, and the best part is that he knows too. And he just continues to work, and everybody believes in him. He has command of the huddle, command of the offense. He and I speak the same language right now, so it's a great thing we got going.
And he had that connection going with all his receivers. Vorath had some nice catches. Steinke had some nice catches, and then Jacob Wathke had the 3 TDs. He's kind of spreading the wealth out there.
He does, and you know, Bo and Ike take so much attention because they're big guys, and if you don't give them help over the top, you could get into some trouble, and then you leave Jay Watt one-on-one, and he's gonna make you hurt. He's sneaky. He has great footwork, great vision, hits his landmarks. He's a great receiver.
Next week, you got another rivalry game. It's at home. It's against Augusta. They're coming off a loss, so they're going to want to regroup. But what's going to be the big message to your guys going into this next week?
I have so much respect for Coach Bolt, what he does over there in Augusta. His teams are always ready to go, and again, they play physical. You know, they want to run the ball. They want to run it down your throat. They've had success on the ground against us in the past. So our whole focus has been competition and being willing to compete. And if we bring that next week, we should have a good competitive game at home. But it is the home opener. The guys will be excited. Hopefully we got a great crowd, and we are looking forward to it.
All right, Tyler Mickelson, thanks for your time. Congratulations to you and the Crickets.
Thank you so much. Feels good to be 1-0.
All right. Sounds good. So that's going to do it for the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Next week, Dave Sparger and I will be at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Eau Claire North will play the Thursday game against La Crosse Logan. On Friday night, Eau Claire Memorial will host La Crosse Central. We'll have both of those games for you on Zaleski Sports. So for my color commentator, Dave Sparger, for Colin McClowery, our producer, I'm Bob Radovich saying good night from Altoona. Once again, your final in this non-conference high school football game is the Fall Creek Crickets 25, the Altoona Railroaders 8. Have a great rest of the night, everybody.